This actually is what put this on our radar.
Yeah.
This clip.
Yeah. Let's take a look. We covered this a while back.
Panda post office.
Panda post office? What is that?
Let's take a look.
This post office not only serves as a regular postal service center, but also plays an important role in promoting panda culture.
We love Panda, that's clear to see.
You're going to
AI
send this
song.
postcard to America?
Yeah, it's going to the other side of the world.
Okay.
Just let it be.
Pause real quick. So what happened was we were put onto this by Raging Roger. which
Yes,
is that
Raging
redhead
Roger,
guy.
who went to go to the Panda post office.
Yes, Panda
Okay.
post office.
Yes.
We were like, why are they putting so much propaganda into pandas, right? We've noticed that they've used pandas before when they
It's
post
panda
it.
diplomacy we know about.
For sure. We noticed that when they post panda on social media, it means something bad happened in China. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of like a distraction. But it went way deeper because it got way more serious. For
Yeah.
example, what happened is, as Washington unveiled the pandas, when Washington, D.C. got their pandas, China started to arrest people in China. Do you know what for?
Tell me.
For slandering and smearing and spreading rumors about pandas.
So wait, you get arrested if you
Yes.
say something bad about pandas, basically.
Yes, and this is the lead up to the thing that might get the stream removed.
Yes.
Because this is China doesn't want this. But
Okay.
this all like led us. This is like if you could look at our AI mind map, that dumb clip led us all the way down this rabbit hole. I can prove this, by the way.
Okay.
Just this part. In China, the government sent a chilling message to panda fans to watch what they say online. Some online influencers have been arrested or questioned over what authorities call rumors or radical fan culture.
So you can't like pandas anymore?
You can't like them too much, and you can't say things that aren't true about them.
Okay, so like if you say pandas are not only black and white, but sometimes a little bit different color, like brown when
That's
they're all in the
illegal.
mud. Oh no.
Also, you can't say true things that are negative.
Right.
You can't say I don't like pandas now. Right?
Yeah.
That's technically it.
You couldn't make a popular video saying pandas suck.
You couldn't be a very awesome musician that makes a music video called All My Homies Hate Pandas.
Oh, okay, I got you. And also think about this. What if you went out and said, you know what? I think the dragon should be China's national animal, not the panda. You'd get arrested for that.
You could.
Yeah.
You absolutely could.
Absolutely.
No, you would.
Yeah, because you can't mess with pandas.
You are true. No more. Last month, the police in Sichuan province said they had arrested 12 people for smearing panda experts, inciting violence, and spreading false information about pandas, including 2 that used to live at the National Zoo. By the way,
how do you...
smearing is such a Chinese government
If
word.
you hear anyone
ever
say smear, that's-
like in
yeah.
that context, it's such a CCP word. Anyway.
How do you incite violence when it comes to pandas? What? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to wrap my head around that. You're like, pandas suck, and then people start going out in the streets and tearing things apart. Like, how do you incite violence?
I don't know. It's all under this umbrella law, right?
Yeah.
I want to prove this law
Okay.
exists, by the way.
Yeah. All right.
I agree. Like, I have no
it's
idea.
like, how do you
that
incite
transpires.
violence?
Shit has DeepSeek. Maybe
Yeah, maybe it'll tell us, yeah. I'm not installing that crap, by the way.
Absolutely not. The
Okay.
crackdown shows how fragile discourse is in China, even when the subject is pandas.
Mm-hmm.
These civilian patriots were sometimes encouraged or tolerated by the government, says Xiao Chang, a researcher on the internet. I should call him Jay Chang.
Yes.
On internet freedom at the University of California, Berkeley. But when official narratives have new needs, panda fans can also be punished and arrested. That's awesome. The police said that one woman spread more than 60 rumors in defamatory videos involving giant pandas.
How do you spread rumors about pandas?
Dude, I heard pandas are like super loose morally.
Yeah, and guess what? They don't actually like bamboo. They just pretend.
Yeah.
Come
It's all
on.
it's all a big ruse.
60 rumors, more than 60 rumors?
They counted the rumors, right? And again, we said this is going to get serious. It does.
Yeah.
But this law, we wanted to bring this up. Why? Right?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Here's the actual law.
Yes. This is where they arrested people. They arrested these people from this place because they spread rumors about pandas. I got this off of the Chinese
Through short
government
videos.
website.
Yeah, so they probably used Douyin,
Douyin.
TikTok,
Those kind of
basically.
things, yeah.
So what did they do? March 2024, our bureau received reports from the public and some netizens widely spread rumors about giant pandas through short videos, live broadcasts, and other means. After receiving the report, our bureau immediately carried out the investigation. According to the investigation, since June 2023, the suspects Bai Mo, female, 56 years old from wherever, blah, 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 and Xu, male, 40 years old from blah, 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 have repeatedly fabricated and disseminated false information, such as Meixing and Tian on the online platforms through short videos, live broadcasts, and other means. At the same time, it slandered the State Forestry and Grassland Administration. Okay, you better not slander the State Forestry and Grassland Administration.
Here's the deal.
What?
You can't tell Americans what to do, right? You couldn't tell a rebellious
Imagine
musician.
that Jae Hong Shu woman is told that like she's not allowed to say what she wants about pandas.
Right. You literally can't. It's against the law.
Do you think she would still just hate American government and think China's amazing?
Probably. She'd be like, oh, that's a very sensitive law or something.
I do.
knows?
I think you're probably right. I think that type of person would gleefully accept government control.
Gleefully. That's an interesting lyric
I
that
think,
you just dropped
I think
there.
they would gleefully accept government control.
I know,
And be
it's an
told,
interesting
you
lyric.
may not talk about this, you may not talk about this, and you may not talk about this,
You know what they're not going to like?
What?
Did you hear that new song from that album? Pandas Blow?
The Pandas Blow album?
Did you see that album? I got a picture of it here.
Oh, okay, let's take a look.
Pandas Blow is kind of blowing up the internet right now. They're really not going to like it.
Yeah, so there's this new album. It's called Pandas Blow. This is underground, by the way. If you play this song we're about to show you
go
in
to
China,
jail.
you'll go to jail. And that's actually not a joke.
That's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
All right, let's have a look.
Yeah, we got to see. Okay, Pandas Blow. There's a new song, a new single. What's it called?
Oh, I think it's called All My Homies Hate Pandas.
All My Homies Hate Pandas. Let's take a look at this. Right, let's take a look.
Pandas suck, they're super fat and dumb. They can't even reproduce on their own. Come at me, CCP. I'll use panda shit to make some tea, and you will drink it gleefully. Smile now for the camera. All my homies hate those pandas. All my homies hate those pandas. Pandas suck, they're super fat and dumb. They can't even reproduce on their own. Come at me, CCP. I'll use panda shit to make some tea, and you will drink it gleefully. Smile now for the camera. All my homies hate those pandas. All the pandas. All my homies hate those pandas. Pandas suck, they're super fat and dumb.
Yeah,
You know
so...
where you can get that? Just keep playing it real quick.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
It's
you
a little
can get this on the new album again. Just
Okay.
to drop it again. You see it on Saturday Night Live, they'll be like, that's from the new artist.
New artist, the new album Pandas,
Pandas
Blow.
Blow.
Yeah,
Don't know the artist, underground.
yeah, it's underground. It's just been released. Okay, but in all seriousness, you know how China made that AI song about like we love panda. It's
Yes.
clear to see, adorable and chubby like a dream. So we just decided, you know what?
Well,
Two can play at that
you
game.
can play at that game.
Exactly. So pandas, what? All my homies hate pandas.
Yes. Now, I don't actually hate pandas, by the way.
No.
Pandas are loved creatures. However, if you're going to make a law that says you can't say bad things about pandas, we're going to say bad things about pandas.
Exactly.
You can't tell us not to, okay?
Yeah.
Also, there's another thing. I think they're going to have to change one of their tourism videos because they keep talking about how they're trying to protect the pandas.
Yes.
Why did they put out a government-sponsored ad telling people to eat them?
I know.
Let's have a look.
Let's take a look. Oh, by the way, you know this. I'm going to share this on Twitter later if you
Okay.
want to grab it, because we're making a point with this. It's so absurd right now that if you were to put a video like this out on social media in China, you would be arrested.
Yes, literally.
You would actually be arrested
You
for
would
saying
go to
pandas
jail.
are dumb.
Yes.
And
Are
it's
super fat and dumb.
Yeah, super fat and dumb. They can't even reproduce on their own.
It's true. I mean,
Yeah. Where's this ad that
like
you're
them.
talking about? Yeah.
yeah, this ad is from the Chengdu tourism department from
Oh,
the
no.
CCP.
Okay.
Can't believe they put this out.
Okay.
Is life lacking surprises? Come here. This is the hometown of those irresistibly cute pandas. You can see pandas everywhere. Yeah. All the delicacies in China are gathered here. Hot pots, of course. To truly experience the enthusiasm of the Chengdu people, start with some hot pot to warm up.
That's terrible, guys.
Yeah, like don't eat pandas.
Don't eat pandas. Oh my goodness gracious. Now, as dumb as that is, there is some truth, not to the eating part, but to the killing of pandas part.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that. But to go back to this real quick.
Yeah.
This is what made us think about this. We were like, why is this being taken so seriously? Because, we make fun of China's propaganda efforts and stuff, but why would you put so much effort and legal power?
Why would you go after that?
It's too dumb, right?
So stupid. It's like if somebody said, "Oh, you know what? Like American eagles sound dumb."
Yeah.
And then they're like arrested.
They arrest
Well, they're like, "Oh, American eagles, I saw it eat a grape once." And
Right.
they're like, "Oh,
You're like,
that's
they would never do that.
Yeah, you may not say that.
You can't. They only eat meat.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
You're going to jail.
You're going to jail. That's
You're
what's
going to
happening here.
jail.
What the hell?
So, like I said, we figured it out. We did figure it out. So, jokes aside, this is the serious part. Can you play?
yeah, absolutely.
We asked ourselves why. There must be a political calculation being made about this panda stuff.
Yeah.
And the answer is not funny.
No.
Okay. So it turns out pandas are probably China's easiest and most successful way to infiltrate the American government.
Yes.
Right. And this is an investigation that was put out by the New York Times. It's linked below. As China seeks influence, it is a cuddly way into City Hall. Pandas. And this is way more sinister than it sounds.
Yeah.
Governing mayor of
Look
Okay,
at
we're gonna
this.
take
This
a
is
look.
from the governor-mayor of Berlin.
Okay, let's see.
Berlin, Kai Wegner, said, "I am very proud that we now have 2 new giant pandas here in our zoo. Zoo Berlin is the only zoo in Germany that has giant pandas. This makes me extremely proud and incredibly happy. I am also very grateful that these giant pandas connect our countries. Germany and China are brought closer together through these pandas, allowing more dialogue and exchange."
So do you see this? This is Chinese state media.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you see that? Did that not reek of a CCP talking point?
Well, of course, we all know panda diplomacy is all
Yes.
about that, right? It's
Yes.
like, let's bring our countries together, but there's always conditions.
Yes.
You don't get pandas unless you pander.
You don't.
You have to literally say, okay, we will agree to adhere to the one China policy. We will agree that Taiwan is not a country. We will agree that we will stop any investigations into Uyghur genocide, and then you can get your pandas.
So here's the caveat.
Yeah,
You are true. But DC is not going to do that.
sure.
DC is not going to say on a federal level, we will take your pandas and we will alter our course in terms of our diplomacy with you,
Correct,
right?
correct.
You know who can do that? Are local politicians.
Yes.
So China right now, what they're doing is trying to get pandas or use pandas as leverage into local governments. If they can get into local governments, they can find dissidents.
Yes.
They can shut down anti-CCP discourse. They can alter diplomatic relations between those areas who then influence other areas who then influence top politics. So they're working from a grassroots way up
Yes.
to influence the U.S. through pandas, and that's what's wild.
Yeah.
Can you read this real quick?
Okay, after joining the Chinese leader Xi Jinping for dinner last year, Mayor London Breed of San Francisco. That's so confusing. Why are you called London if you're like San Francisco?
her name. All right, can
Okay,
we
whatever. Sorry.
focus on the topic?
Mayor London Breed. She's bred in London. Mayor London Breed of San Francisco accompanied him to the airport and bid him farewell. There on the tarmac, she made her request: pandas. Her city's zoo was faltering, tourism was suffering, and she faced a tough re-election campaign. A pair of pandas from China would be a political and public relations win.
We know that's not Xi Jinping, you silly guys.
Yes, that's not Xi Jinping.
It's not supposed to be. It's just a picture from the article.
Okay. What ensued were months of informal negotiations with Miss Breed, a politician with no foreign affairs or security experience, becoming a diplomat of sorts. She went to China, where she met the vice president and deputy foreign minister. Her calendars and emails show. She traveled with the editor of Tsingtao US, a pro-Beijing newspaper that registers as a foreign agent in the United States, according to other records and photographs from the trip. All of this was organized by the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, a group that American intelligence officials have concluded seeks to malignly influence local leaders. Unlike traveling Washington politicians, Miss Breed received no CIA briefing about what counterintelligence threat she might face in China and how officials there might try to manipulate her. Of course,
So when you're a DC politician, the CIA will say, this is what they're going to try to do to you. This is what you do and don't do. Don't sign this. Don't do this. This is how they're going to take advantage. State level,
they're using
you don't have
those
to do that.
stupid United Front, friendship organizations again, which is just the Chinese government.
Yes.
The Chinese embassy in Washington did not comment on whether Beijing had used pandas to push its political interests. It said that pandas had promoted people-to-people exchanges between China and the US and enhanced the friendship between the two peoples. It criticized anyone who maliciously associated and unreasonably slandered China-US cooperation on giant panda conversation without factual evidence. Miss Breed's office declined to say whether the mayor had concerns about her trip's organizers or about the newspaper that is registered as a foreign agent. This was a trip designed to boost tourism, which ultimately would benefit San Francisco's economy, her office said in a statement.
It's not just her, though. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yep. In a 2008 meeting with the Chinese ambassador in Washington, Mr. Chang said he brought along Representative Barbara Lee. The meeting was ostensibly about pandas, but an aide pressured Ms. Lee to stop criticizing China's activities in Africa. Mr. Chang said, Ms. Lee had sponsored a resolution the year before calling on China to use its influence in Sudan to end the genocide there. They were more interested to talk to Barbara Lee about the Africa problem than to talk about pandas, to tell you the truth, he noted.
So she didn't necessarily take the bait. What happened was she was trying to call China to be like, stop the genocide in Sudan. They're like, come here, let's try to get some influence in here.
Exactly. Officials in Omaha had a similar experience that same year, said Dr. Simmons, the former zoo director there. Dr. Simmons is the former zoo director. Yes. Plans for pandas went awry after the state cut a $400 million agricultural trade deal with Taiwan. Dr. Simmons said that the Chinese ambassador had asked him to scuttle the deal. When he did not, China declined to send the bears. The Chinese were very unhappy with Omaha, Mr. Town, the former American panda negotiator, said. So they basically said, if you want pandas, you cut the deals with Taiwan. You do not deal with it. So they're using it to force change.
Because they can't get the federal government to do this, right? So what they're trying is these local areas. Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. They will try to leverage that and say, hey, do this bad thing for us or do something else, right? And have a meeting with us in China that won't be monitored, by the way. You come back, and then you can have those pandas if you did the thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty sus.
Let's see another one. In San Diego, a Chinese diplomat wrote to Mayor Todd Gloria in late 2023 requesting a meeting about pandas and mutually beneficial cooperation. The mayor agreed to meet at the zoo, which an executive there suggested as a discreet location, emails and calendar records show. When San Diego finally got pandas in June, Mr. Gloria flew to China for their departure. While there, he said in an interview he met with a deputy foreign minister in Beijing.
Here's a picture of pandas are back.
Pandas are back. Yay. And Mr. Gloria said that he understood it was a fraught time for U.S.-China relations, but that he was clear-eyed about the relationship. I could control what I'm a part of, Mr. Gloria said. Through engagement, you gain understanding. You're able to collaborate. But Beijing's talking points crept into the panda welcome ceremony in San Diego, and not just into the Chinese ambassador's speech. Paul Barabolt, a zoo official, talked about the institution's commitment to its shared future, a signature foreign policy concept that Mr. Xi that sees China and other countries competing with the United States for influence. Okay. Gavin Newsom of California talked about common humanity, another buzzword of Mr. Xi's government, so Xi Jinping's government.
So you see how these meetings happen,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, by the way, I don't know if any of these politicians are actually influenced, but it's interesting that after these meetings happened,
Yeah.
they come back and they start dropping buzzwords from the CCP.
So they're basically quoting Xi Jinping thought.
Which is not what we want in the U.S., right?
Yeah, so it's like, hey, come over here, we'll wine and dine you.
Or whatever.
Maybe get a little bit of dirt on you, maybe do a little dance, maybe get you very interested in doing certain things for us. Because you want pandas, right? So just toe the line, say what we want you to say, don't upset us, and most importantly, don't do anything that would upset us. You know, it's a way to influence the way people behave.
Yes, and this happens across the entire country.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy that pandas have been used that bad.
So here's the problem, is that China has couched this in a way where this is non-governmental, right?
Yeah.
Yet they've made it as politicized as possible.
Yes.
So what they do is they make as many pandas as they can, right? So they have these conservation efforts, and they get taxpayers in the U.S. to pay for conservation efforts if they want those pandas to be cared for in the town that they're in.
Yeah.
Let's say you live in Omaha, for example. If you have pandas there, you'll be paying tax money to that potentially to help those pandas, right?
Yeah.
Or you'll be paying tax money to organizations that will give that money to the conservation efforts in Chengdu in China.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal. They've actually found that these programs have actually captured more pandas in the wild. Remember, they're supposed to be putting more back than
But they actually stole more out of the wild than they put into the
Since
wild?
these programs started.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So if you look at this, I got a quote here.
Okay.
Hasn't gone as planned, by the way.
Okay. In the 1990s, China began sending pandas to foreign zoos to be bred in the hope that future generations could be released into nature. It hasn't gone as planned.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
After 3 decades, China has actually captured more pandas than it has released. And aggressive artificial breeding has injured and even killed pandas. Great job. So it's a puppy mill.
Yeah.
It's a panda mill.
Yeah, of
it's
course.
for profit for political influence. We also remember that after the last investigation the New York Times did about this, they found that these organizations were actually funneling money into infrastructure projects in China. Right? Just wanted some proof. There's some sources there. Yes, China has captured more pandas in the wild than it has released in the wild. This is due to aggressive breeding practices and difficulty of reproducing pandas in captivity. Go ahead.
Right, okay. Let's move on.
It was in this investigation, we covered this before, millions of dollars was spent by China on roads and buildings.
Yeah, so it's like when you pay for
conservation.
panda conservation,
Yeah.
you know, when you have like the zoo has like a fundraiser or
Yep.
you're doing some kind of charity for pandas,
Yep.
it actually just goes into building roads and stuff in China.
Yes.
You know, so
It's
good job.
crazy, like as innocuous, because we were just going to make this a passing story.
Yeah.
As innocuous as this was, this boiled down to a malign effort of China trying to use pandas to infiltrate the U.S. government.
Yeah,
Something that needs to be looked at.
correct.
I remember you. You left my
Oh, man. Dang it. No.
Okay. I mean,
He's washing pork with dish soap.
his desk sucks, dude. His desk really sucks. Everything sucks.
Everything sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
go
like
ahead.
how his background is like antithesis of his life.
Running out of...
Who sleeps like that?
died, dude. He died.
Is he Dracula? He's about to rise from the grave.
Walking for a city. Walking for a city. Walking for a city. For a city.